Finally all caught up. It took a while, and it took a lot of time yesterday, but all caught up. Now I'm actually back to reviewing one per day. Can't say how refreshing that is. Even though I'm about to be behind again soon, because Friday is that, uh, and then I think Thursday I'm gonna push those reviews back and get out the third movie's documentary, because I still haven't done that yet. So, please excuse me for making this yet another short, brief, and to the point review, but it's a pretty self-explanatory episode. There's just a few little things we gotta talk about with it, and it should still be a pretty fun conversation, because this is a pretty fun episode, so let's talk about it, now that I actually have energy and I'm not playing catch-up anymore. What's up, what's happening, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Station, which is a animation, including us to head you all the runs faster and speed sounds, rest TV and movies, and your host, Justin Small. Welcome back to SoniCemberX. Welcome to Season 1, Episode 18 of Sonic X, titled The Damn Scam. Say that 5 times fast. This is another great episode. I don't think it's as great as Knuckles and Hawk. That episode's fantastic. But this one's great for its comedy alone. This is one of the funniest ones of the season, and I'm excited to talk about it, so let's not waste any more time and dive straight into it. Like I said, this is going to be a shorter to the point video and review because this episode's pretty self-explanatory. So, let's begin. So it starts with Sonic, Tails, and Chris flying over Africa, and then Eggman manages to damage their tornado and take them by surprise, and that crashes them into Africa, where Sonic ends up separated from Chris and Tails. So, Chris and Tails go exploring in the jungle, and they end up coming across a dam. And this dam is being made by evil businessmen who literally don't need to make a dam there, but it's already making money, so they don't care about the nature preserve that they're on. They just want money. You know, your usual bad guy motif. Meanwhile, Sonic is running around in the jungle and messing around with the animals, you know, showing them his super speed and racing a cheetah. Best part of the episode. But also trying to outrun a giant gorilla robot being piloted by Eggman's 2 henchmen to take him down. And this robot not only is cool because it's a blue and yellow gorilla, but it's also cool because it has camouflage. And the way that we actually see Sonic struggle against this camouflage is interesting, because up to this point, none of the robots in the show have had camouflage, so it adds a new layer onto the battle. So while that's going on, Tails tells Chris all about how he met Sonic and how he inspires him and how he fixed his plane. You know, the usual canon meeting between those two characters where Tails gets picked on for his inventions and he ends up finding Sonic's plane, he fixes Sonic's plane, and then the two of them become best friends. It's adorable and cute in almost every iteration it's portrayed in this franchise, so very, very cute. And then we have the big final battle where Sonic defeats the gorilla after realizing that it can't camouflage against metal. And Eggman hilariously tries to use missiles to get rid of all the metal so it can camouflage again, but he's a little too late on that one. So then he runs away after he has a confrontation with Sonic, if you want to call it that. It's just a gag. Like, they talk about how ready they are, and then it cuts to Eggman's destroyed vehicle and him having to run away with his henchman carrying him. And then he gives another message to Sonic via Bokoon, and apparently in a way of torture, he makes Bokoon tap dance in front of Sonic. And that's how the episode ends. Aw, it's just so funny, dude. It is so funny. Not to mention, we're out of Station Square, so we're in another new setting, just like we were in Knuckles and Hawk. And Africa is a really cool setting. And like Sonic himself says, it's wide open, there's no buildings, and he can just roam free. Which is cool. Not to mention, again, like I said, him Interacting and messing around with the other animals in the savannah is hilarious, especially the bit with the cheetah and the way that he says it's a race, and then he picks up the cheetah and just bolts at full speed to give it an actual idea of how fast he is. Oh, Sonic's such a cocky, arrogant prick, and I love it. Okay, sorry. It's hard to keep a straight face because this episode is just so laugh out loud funny. So, here are my final thoughts. A rumble in the jungle, and one of the best of the series for its amazing comedy alone. Not to mention that they finally take a break from the Chaos Emerald plot after, 5 episodes of doing it in a row, and just have it focused on Sonic stopping Eggman again like good old times. Seeing Tails' backstory about meeting Sonic was adorable. Sonic's whole bit with the cheetah is one of the funniest moments of the season so far. The robot design is really cool. Again, it's a giant purple and yellow gorilla. It's really cool. Seeing Chris and Tails take an active role in saving a nature preserve from evil businessmen was great. And the ending is hilarious. Like, Bo-kun tap dancing as a means of torture. That's the ending of this episode, and it's just as funny as it sounds. This episode's so good. If I really had to nitpick, I kind of wish that Sonic got a little bit more screen time, but they did a good job giving both of them a mostly equal amount of screen time until the end where they meet back up again. So, I'm not going to complain too much. It's more of just a nitpick. So, sure, it's not quite as great as the previous episode, Knuckles and Hawk, colored bias, but I still had a fun time watching it, and it was a refreshing change of pace. Definitely refreshing from the previous Sonic and Co. episodes. Definitely worth a spin. Huh? Get it? Spin dash? Ha ha ha. I funny. Final verdict for this episode's an 8 out of 10. Check it out if you haven't already. It's free on YouTube. No excuses. And next time, oh boy, next time I might have to do the next episode as like a full-length review, because next up we're talking about the very first episode I ever saw of Sonic X. And it is the birth of my sleep paralysis demon, as I like to call it. But it is also one of, if not the best episode of the entire series, and we're going to talk about why. So, I'll see you guys next time for the wild, crazy, nightmare-inducing anomaly of Sonic's screen test.
Lesson I'll soon forget. So listen and you won't regret. Be true to yourself, don't miss your chance, and you won't end up like the fool who ripped his pants.